here we go. Right conversation, right container. What does that mean? Well, most of us in our relationships are walking around having the wrong conversation in the wrong container, and it causes all sorts of friction in the relationship. Here's an example of what I mean. Let's say, I mentioned this in another video, you're coming home from work and your partner says, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z for me? And in a hurry of it, you just say yes. And then you forget that you actually said yes to it. Maybe it's going somewhere or doing this thing for them. And then later on, when the partner says, hey, how come you didn't do that thing? Or aren't you ready? And you're like, what do you mean? Because you were having a short little conversation when it was actually something that was important. So there's lots of different ways that you can have a wrong conversation in a wrong container, especially when it means something to you or it's a very important thing. It's very, very important for the person that needs the thing or wants to make sure that the thing that they're asking for is received or heard or going to be completed. You have to make sure that you're having the right conversation in the right container. What that means is, instead of just throwing something at somebody, if somebody comes home from work and saying, hey, babe, can you help me with this thing? One, it's the person that just got home from work's responsibility to be like, hey, I can't do that right now. Can we have a conversation over dinner after I get home and after I get settled and we sit down and we can have that conversation? So that's a good thing. You can also set up an agreement ahead of time that says, hey, when I'm transitioning from work back to home, or any of us are transitioning from one thing to the next, that we don't make big, strong agreements or things that we have to do that make decisions on, that we wait until that there's a better container, a better space for us to have that conversation in. So for example, you can both make the agreement, hey, when I get home from work, I don't want to be bombarded with anything. I don't want to have anything going on. I would like to just be able to get home, change out of my work clothes, have a few minutes, relax. And then after I'm all settled and in, and I need 30 minutes, I need an hour, I need 2 hours, whatever it is for you, then I can have any conversation that you want. And it would be great if you greeted me with a hug. You can set an agreement of how you want that transition time to go. And then you can also make an agreement to have a container at dinner time and say, hey, over dinner, let's discuss all the things that you want, or let's connect on these things. That's setting a right container to have the kinds of conversations that you need. Right conversation, right container. Bad conversations or wrong conversations in the wrong container always lead to more stress for your relationship. So one simple way to fix that is by saying, hey babe, or hey boo, is now a good time to talk about something? I need your advice, I need this, I need that. And say no or yes if it is or it isn't. But if you just go into it, it's tough for the relationship. So set yourself up, set your relationship up for success by making sure that you're having the right conversation in the right container. I'll do more calls on this or more videos on this, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check out all of our other videos that my wife and I do. Thanks so much.